Hello, welcome to this little session. This session is called The Price of Peace. And in the context of this session, it's about the times we get out of alignment with ourselves. And we may stay in this place of contention within ourselves for quite some time. And there can be so many individual reasons why this may happen. But overall, maybe this happens because the price of changing is too great at the moment. Like maybe the thing we need to work on to change is too scary, or maybe we're simply not ready for the growth that needs to take place first. So I hope that you will feel some shifts from this little session. We'll spend just a few minutes working on this, exploring these blocks that may be preventing us from the change that will bring us back into alignment and peace with ourselves. So image number one is the goat. And in my meditative art journal, I have created a piece that is about believing in you. And that is the one that I feel inspired to share for this first session, believing in you. And this will be right next to us as we work this little art tool. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Prepare yourself for this image. And imagine a very cartoony goat in a cartoon land. This goat is going up a grass hill and he's avoiding little briar patches on the way up. It's as if he's a video game character and the weed patches are obstacles in the video game. At the top of the hill, there is a big bad boss guy. He's a really large wolf that is up on his back legs, like the Home Depot Halloween decorations. Terrifying, right? So imagine the goat feeling such terror and horror. I mean, this is every goat's biggest nightmare. I will never survive this, says the goat. Let's start working with the terror on its own first. Allow that to come up for just a moment, but we won't stay there. Imagine these little terrors like congregating and compacting. And imagine there's four pieces once they have compacted and grouped together. Let's breathe out this terror with four big breaths. Ready? One, two, three, and four. Very good. Now let's work on the horror. So allow that one to come up, congregate and compact into a smaller size so we can breathe it out. Let's breathe it out like we mean it. Let's get this out of our body. Let's take 5 big breaths out with this one. One, two, three, four, and 5. Excellent. Now let's address for just a moment this false belief of I will never survive this. This sounds like an ego speaking, and when our ego says things like this, it feels true because it's the ego, but it's not actually really true. We were made for this just as the goat video game character was programmed to defeat the odds in the video game. So let's say this belief out loud and breathe it out 3 times. Ready? I will never survive this. Breathe it out. I will never survive this. Breathe it out. I will never survive this. Breathe it out. So imagine that the video game boss wolf takes 3 swipes at the goat and the goat is KO. Out of the game. Imagine video game goat disappearing and reappearing at the beginning of the level. Such feelings of futility are coming up for this goat that finds himself starting at the beginning level of the level again. So let's breathe out that futility for just a moment. Allow that to come up. Let's breathe it out 3 times. One, two, and three. Imagine the goat realizing that the stumps in the level are not just for him to jump over, but also to sharpen his horns on. He meets a fox in the level who teaches him some defensive moves. He also passes by a cheese round on the ground, which is a really strange thing to see. She's just sitting there. So Goat meets the bad boss guy, ready to defeat him this time. The goat lasts much longer this round, but still finds himself starting the level over. As he starts again, he's feeling hopeful over the improvement that he's made. This time, as he goes through the level, he not only sharpens his horns and practices with the fox, he also picks up the round of cheese. And this action triggers a series of events. Pardon me. And this series of events brings a farmer and his rake into the equation. And this farmer with his rake becomes an ally when the goat gives the farmer the cheese round. So, along with the farmer who uses the rake as a weapon, the goat defeats the big bad boss, wolf, and he completes the level. So, breathe in this feeling, this joy of a certain success. There's a reminder here, a reminder that feeling defeated by something in the past does not make it your forever story. You get another chance and another and another. Go ahead and breathe that in. One more time for good measure. Okay, let's work on replacing that false belief that we released earlier. Let's make it instead, I was made to succeed. We'll say this out loud 4 times and breathe it in. I was made to succeed. Breathe it in. I was made to succeed. Breathe it in. I was made to succeed. Breathe it in. Okay, our image number 2 is called the black cat. And the art tool that we will be using for this one is hiding. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this one was created digitally. So this is a digital print of it. And it includes photos of stones. So here's a rose quartz crystal and chrysocolla mound. And the rest of it was created digitally. And it also includes sacred scripture that talks um, about God breathing into Adam's nostrils the breath of life. So this is about the breath of life. And I call it Charity's Geometry just because that is the young lady was commissioned for. But yes, a supporter for the lungs, and I'm sure that it is great for other things too. But this will be next to us as we work. Okay, so take a deep breath and center yourself. Get ready for the black cat image. So imagine a black cat that falls into a washtub of water. It is a really unpleasant experience, and sadness and dejection come up for this cat. Everyone tells me I'm so unlucky, and they are right, says the cat. So it's almost as if the cat expected this to happen, and the sadness and dejection are just added onto a pile of sadness and dejection. The cat has already built up over incidents like this one. It's like her evidence pile of being unlucky. So let's work on this evidence pile for just a moment. First, we'll work on this false belief of I am unlucky. So say that out loud and breathe it out with me as for 4 times, and you can tap along with me if you would like. I am unlucky. Breathe it out. I am unlucky. Breathe it out. I am unlucky. Breathe it out. One more time. I am unlucky. Breathe it out. So let's work on the sadness next. And it looks like there are many, many of them because this is a deep pile. So imagine with me the sadness coming together in groups, just congregating in groups. And when I tuned in earlier, it looks like there ended up being 8 groups. So let's go ahead and breathe out this sadness 8 times. You can tap along with me if you would like to. We'll breathe out sadness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. Okay, now we will work on the dejection. I felt like a message came up with this, and that was that it has to do with perception here. And I found that very interesting. It's almost as if you'll feel more dejection if you're looking for things to feel dejected over. But in any case, let's work on releasing this. Imagine a big ball of dejection. Imagine it all congregating into this big ball. And imagine it being smashed with a great big hammer. And imagine counting the pieces afterwards, and there's just 7 left. So let's breathe out those 7 pieces, shall we? You can tap along with me if you would like to, but big breaths. Let's get this out of our bodies. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Excellent. Let's go back to our image. Imagine this cat springing right out of the wash tub with a big yowl, as a cat would do, and taking off like a shot. Imagine the girl of the family being in the yard and witnessing this. She chases down the cat to where it's run off to. It's a safe place from the wash tub, and she wraps it up in a towel. Imagine this girl taking the cat inside to where there's a warm wood stove in the kitchen. Imagine the cat drying off and warming up and feeling so much love from the girl's attention. Let's breathe in that feeling of love 3 times. Ready? Doesn't that feel good going in? Let's do this 2 more times. Ready? And 1 more. This image begged the question, can we love ourselves more? Can we believe in fortunate things happening for us and not identify personally so much with the things that we might see as unfortunate that are happening for us? Let's work on replacing that false belief that we worked on releasing before. I'm choosing the belief of I am a most fortunate person, and you can claim it too. Just say it aloud with me and breathe it in 4 times. Ready? I am a most fortunate person. Breathe it in. I am a most fortunate person. Breathe it in. I am a most fortunate person. Breathe it in. One more time. I am a most fortunate person. Breathe it in. Thank you so much for joining me for this little session. I hope that you found it helpful. And if you did, then you are one of my people, and I hope that you will subscribe and like this video. I normally post on Saturdays, almost every Saturday, and I hope that you'll look forward to future content, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. I will see you later. Bye.